Hey guys, welcome to the workshop. In today's video, I wanted to bring you along my process of making this out of one of those security card, credit card knife things. Stick around. So I had this thing laying around in my office for quite some time, and it just kind of sat around. In fact, I used it one time and it broke. So I decided to repurpose this, throw away the plastic, and use the blade to make this really cool little knife. I've also had this piece of spalted ash just laying around for probably a couple years, and I've always not really known what I wanted to do with it, and this was probably one of the perfect things that I could make out of this. And I think in the end, I was glad that I made this decision. So as you see me mark this, this is actually probably one of 3 times that I redid what I originally wanted to do. I was really going to make this a lot longer. Later in this video, you'll see that I changed the length. I also ended up changing the width. But my original intent was to have 2 equal pieces, put the blade in between them, glue them together, and then sand it down. But as you'll see later, I found out that really wasn't the best option. So here I'm marking it again. This is the second time that I've drawn this. This time was more of a trace over top of what I had originally drawn, but I did make some minor adjustments to the overall design of this. And then after looking at the blade, I realized this is just going to be too long of a handle, so let's make this a little smaller. So between this shot and the next shot, you notice that there's a missing piece. And this is where I decided that this really needed to be a lot thinner. And what I would do is just to cut a groove in the middle of this one that the blade would fit down into. And that turned out to be the winner and the best choice to make this look the best and to honestly work the best. Now, while I understand that not everybody's going to have one of these credit card knife things, you can do this with a blade that's even similar to this, or even a through body blade. You could still do the same type of handle, use the 2 pieces, glue them together, and sand them smooth. But if you have something that's just the blade, and it's really not a through handled blade, then you can do something pretty similar to what I'm doing here. So I under drilled these holes just a little bit smaller than the nails that I wanted to drive through, just so that they would definitely be really nice and snug in this hole. And here you see me using a very thin kerf blade to cut this notch in it for the blade. In fact, my knife blade was about the same thickness of this saw, and I ended up using my pull saw, which was the same thickness as well. So I decided to use 4 steel nails I had in my workshop. Don't tend to use a lot of nails anymore in the workshop, so these were a perfect place to utilize 4 old nails. So I decided to sand a little bit of black paint off just so that my epoxy would really get a better bite on the metal, not just the paint. And I used a 2-part epoxy, and it's a 5-minute epoxy, so it actually dried pretty quickly so that I could keep on moving on with this project. So this is skipping forward a few hours, and here I am just going to take my angle grinder, cut these off, and then I'm going to smooth it down to the wood using what some people call a tiger palm, but it's basically a disc with a bunch of pieces of sandpaper on it, and it creates a nice smooth surface on these nails. And like all projects in the workshop, it ends up being finished with the sander and then some hand sanding. And I decided to use an oil-based finish on this just to make the spalting on this wood really pop and shine. And that was pretty much all I needed to do to complete the knife. So guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. It was a really simple thing, kind of a fun little project for me. I've never done something like this before, and I must say I really enjoyed it, and I'm really happy on how it turned out. There's a few things I think I would have done different. I think I would have preferred to actually have kept this piece longer so I could have had a wooden sheath that would cover the blade, but the spalting would continue through. So I could put another piece of wood in there, but it wouldn't continue, and I don't think it would look right. So I'm just going to leave it just like this. But it fits perfectly in my hand. It's just a nice little knife just for opening up letters or whatever. It's nothing I'm going to use for wood carving. The blade is quite flexible. But I really enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up on this video. Leave a comment below as well. So if you never have watched any of my videos before, and this is the first one, I would hope that you have considered subscribing to my channel. I do a lot of things like this that are just for fun. I do a lot of DIY things. Also do a lot of tips. So if any of that interests you, please subscribe. But guys, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next time right here in the workshop. Ow! I'm just kidding. Just kidding. And I'll see you right here. So guys, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next time right here in the workshop. I can't do a joke if I'm going to laugh. Okay, I don't think I need to do a joke. Oh, I got it right that time. No kidding. Took me forever to get that, and I threw it one time and got it. Good grief.